The 8th Division Champion of the World, Manny Pacquiao! It's a majority draw. And of course, in that case, the champion retains his title.
The MGM Grand Garden Arena was electric in a way only Manny Pacquiao could ignite, as 13,000 fans roared, waved flags, and chanted his name in a scene that felt more like a historic moment than just another boxing match. At 46, after 4 years away from the ring, Pacquiao wasn't there for a paycheck or a farewell tour. He was there to prove he could still compete with the best. Facing him was 30-year-old WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios, a skilled, disciplined fighter in his prime with youth on his side. The build-up had been huge. Pacquiao's surprising return after teasing retirement in 2021, and Barrios' steady climb through the ranks. But when the bell rang, none of that mattered. From the opening round, Pacquiao showed flashes of his prime cutting angles, darting in and out with purpose, and landing sharp lightning-fast combinations that brought the crowd to its feet. Barrios held his ground with a steady jab and patience, hoping for an opening, but as the rounds wore on, it was Pacquiao who continued to press forward, showing no signs of fading. Every time he cornered Barrios and let his hands go, the arena erupted, chanting "Manny, Manny." Knowing this was more than just a fight, it was a moment of legacy for Pacquiao, a test of legitimacy for Barrios, and a powerful reminder of why boxing's biggest nights still matter.
Sage, after this layoff, almost fighting on even terms here with Barrios. Oh, what a nice right with Barrios, but he answered from Manny Pacquiao. If they were the center of the ring, and if Tiki said Manny Pacquiao.
As the bell for round one rang out, the contrast in styles was instantly clear. Pacquiao moved with his trademark bounce, feinting with his shoulders and keeping his head in constant motion, while Barrios stood tall, using his reach and firing steady jabs to keep the distance. The opening minutes were cautious, with Barrios landing a few clean jabs. But it was Pacquiao's speed that stood out, darting in to land a pair of sharp lefts before slipping away unharmed. It was a measured start, but the crowd's reaction made it clear who they believed had the edge.
And get caught by shots like that, right? And he went for the second one, and here it is again.
By round two, Pacquiao had found his rhythm, slipping under Barrios' jab and stepping in with short left hooks to the body, seamlessly mixing in the straight left that's been his trademark for decades. While Barrios remained composed and committed to his jab-heavy strategy, his reluctance to fully engage allowed Pacquiao to control the tempo. Manny's sharp angles disrupted Barrios' flow, forcing him to reset time and again. Rounds 3 and 4 were classic Pacquiao. His footwork lit up, circling both directions and carving sharp angles to open up crisp combinations. Whenever Barrios tried to throw more than a couple of punches, Pacquiao was already gone, countering with clean shots that snapped his opponent's head back. A furious exchange in round 4 electrified the arena as Pacquiao trapped Barrios in the corner and unleashed a 5-punch flurry before being tied up. The middle rounds, from 5 to 8, showcased Pacquiao in full control, delivering a masterclass in timing, pressure, and volume. His straight left landed with relentless accuracy, now paired with slick uppercuts that pierced Barrios' defense. The consistent bodywork slowed Barrios just enough to push him onto the back foot, and this stretch became the statistical backbone of Pacquiao's dominance, where he landed the majority of his 81 power punches, often in 3s and 4s, an output almost unthinkable for a fighter approaching 50.
That's a good combination he threw there. It's going to impress the judges. It just impressed me. There's two of them.
Barrios, however, wasn't ready to fold. In round 9, he made a crucial adjustment rather than waiting for perfect openings. He upped his output, letting his hands go with combinations even if many were blocked. His jab grew more persistent, tapping at Pacquiao's guard to maintain distance and disrupt rhythm, while Pacquiao continued to land the cleaner, sharper shots. Barrios' increased activity started to make an impression on the judges.
Is there a little fool's gold in there? That was a combination of punches and flurry. 1, 2, 1, 2, boom. 4, 1, 2, and he's going straight back, Mario.
Rounds 10 through 12 saw Barrios take control as Pacquiao's pace began to dip. Though still dangerous and landing sharp counters, Manny was less active, giving Barrios room to work. Barrios capitalized by doubling his punch output, using a busy jab to set up short right hands and press the action. The crowd sensed Pacquiao slowing down, but just as Barrios seemed to gain momentum, Manny would snap back with a left hand that reminded everyone the legend still had fight left in him.
It's about hunger. It's going to be about desire. It's going to be about feeding off the crowd. It's going to be about who wants to win tonight.
When the final bell rang, Pacquiao raised his hands with a smile, soaking in the deafening chants of Manny that echoed through the arena. Barrios stood quietly in his corner, catching his breath, calm but unreadable. Most fans and observers believed Pacquiao had done enough to win, especially after his dominant showing in the middle rounds. The crowd buzzed in anticipation, expecting a clear decision in Manny's favor. As the ring announcer stepped forward with the scorecards, the arena was already on its feet, ready to celebrate. Pacquiao stood near the ropes, nodding and smiling at fans, confident in what he had done. Barrios, across the ring, remained still, gloves down, his face unreadable, as if bracing for an outcome that might not go his way. Then came the read, and the fight was declared a majority draw. A stunned silence followed. A majority draw.
And of course, in that case, the champion retains his title.
The moment the official result was announced, the atmosphere inside the MGM Grand changed in an instant. What had been a night filled with excitement and admiration for Manny Pacquiao's incredible performance suddenly turned to confusion and outrage. The same fans who had spent the evening cheering his every move now erupted in boos so loud they drowned out the ring announcer. Chants of Manny echoed through the arena once more, but this time it wasn't in celebration, it was in protest.
Majority draw. And of course, in that case, the champion retains his title.
Pacquiao had done everything many believed was needed to secure the win. He controlled the pace during the crucial middle rounds, landed the cleaner, more powerful shots, and repeatedly forced the younger champion on the defensive. Yet, the judges saw it differently. A majority draw was declared, allowing Mario Barrios to retain his WBC welterweight title. The announcement stunned even veteran analysts. The fighter's reactions spoke volumes. Pacquiao, ever gracious, accepted the result with dignity, acknowledging the crowd and congratulating Barrios. But a fleeting glance toward his corner revealed a mix of surprise and quiet frustration. Later, he simply stated he believed he had won, while giving Barrios credit as a worthy opponent. Barrios.com, and composed, thanked Pacquiao and the fans, claiming he felt he'd done enough to win, but avoided celebrating the draw as a true victory. His subdued response did little to settle the angry crowd, who booed as he posed with the belt. The focus quickly shifted to the judging. Ringside commentators and media exchanged stunned looks, already preparing to scrutinize the scorecards. Many argued Barrios' late-run rally, though active, wasn't enough to outweigh Pacquiao's dominance in the fight's core. Others speculated the judges were influenced more by punch volume than accuracy or impact. What should have been remembered as a triumphant return for Pacquiao instead became yet another reminder of boxing's controversial scoring system where, once again, fans felt robbed of a just outcome, watching a different fight than the one seen by those holding the scorecards.
It was considered a draw, so what did you really think? How did you see it?
I think I can screw up to the next one. Let me get Barrios. Barrios ass. I mean, that's the thing. Age is not on his side, so he's a legend. He can do whatever he wants. Get back in there and
10-2. Well, no, wait. I always wrong with these numbers. 10-2. You know what? 9-3. I always have it wrong with these numbers.
What'd you think about the fight? Why'd you think Manny won?
Manny on the end of bad decisions before. Timothy Bradley, excuse me. Jeff Warren fight. You know, shout out to Tim. I know how you feel about that. But this is what he's got to deal with. You can't go through a camp do what you just did right there. We saw all the heart, everything that we've always seen from Manny, and this is the result. Shout out to Mario. He made the fight difficult just from
Barrios. Pacquiao 4 rounds. Barrios, everything else. Yeah, that's how I seen it.
The backlash from the boxing world was immediate and intense, as outrage poured in within minutes of the decision. What should have been a night celebrating Manny Pacquiao's extraordinary comeback turned into a firestorm of criticism over the judges' majority draw verdict. Respected voices across the sport were unified in disbelief. Former champion and analyst Shawn Porter, typically measured in his commentary, called the judging incompetent, arguing Pacquiao clearly controlled the pace and landed the more effective shots, while Mario Barrios failed to assert himself early enough to justify retaining his title. Veteran journalist Dan Rafael was even harsher, labeling the result a disgrace that damages the sport's credibility. His scathing post went viral as fans echoed the sentiment, while fighters like Shocker Stevenson chimed in with pointed reactions, and many others shared unofficial scorecards heavily favoring Pacquiao, often scoring at 115 to 113 or 116 to 112. Ringside commentators expressed visible frustration during the broadcast, questioning how the judges overlooked Pacquiao's clean work and ring generalship, particularly during the dominant middle rounds. Critics noted that while Barrios increased his volume late, much of it was ineffective, with punches blocked or missing altogether. What fueled the outrage further was the context. Pacquiao, at 46 and 4 years removed from the sport, had delivered a masterful performance against a prime, reigning champion, only to be denied what many saw as a clear victory. As Porter later summed up, Manny earned that win, adding that a champion can't expect to keep his belt by waiting 8 rounds to get going. The decision didn't just spark criticism, it ignited a movement. Social media exploded with hashtags like #PacRobbed and boxing corruption trending worldwide, as fans posted slow-motion clips, score breakdowns, and angry reactions. On Reddit's boxing forums, fans overwhelmingly sided with Pacquiao, calling Barrios to tentative and praising Manny's pressure and accuracy. Viral videos of Pacquiao's mid-round combinations and slick defense were captioned with lines like, "And this is a draw," and "Boxing did Manny dirty." One clip of Pacquiao's clean left hands racked up over 1 million views in hours. Meanwhile, inside the MGM Grand, the mood was just as charged. Boos echoed long after the final bell. Fans waved their arms in protest, and chants of "Manny, Manny" continued, even as Barrios spoke in the post-fight interview. It was clear where the crowd's loyalty lay, and the decision only deepened the sense of injustice. For many, this wasn't just another controversial night. In boxing, it felt like a legendary performance robbed of its rightful conclusion, with the focus shifted from Pacquiao's ageless brilliance to yet another judging debacle that left fans disillusioned and angry.